Welcome back to the channel, and in this episode we're going to be discussing ways you can make some extra cash or pocket money using just your Dremel. So getting started, the only things you need is a rotary tool of some kind, a Dremel with a flex shaft or whatever you'd like to use for your art. Just pick it up and just start doing it. Find an image or just draw some freehand stuff. Just learn how the tool reacts to the different materials you're going to be working with. And then just go from there. You know, you've just got to make a start. The great thing about this particular art form, it's super cheap. So a rotary tool will last you many years as long as you look after it and maintain it. So they are very cheap to pick up. You can pick them up secondhand. It doesn't have to be a brand new tool. Like I said, it's just as long as you maintain them. And I've got videos on how to maintain the Dremels and stuff like that, so you can have a look at all that stuff. So yeah, it's a very easy and simple art form to get into. So just get started. What are you waiting for? So the next point I want to highlight, which is super important, is loads of practice. You can't, every time you're engraving, it's a form of practice. You know, you've got to practice, and then but be sure to push your boundaries all the time. By working with different materials, by using different types of burrs and seeing how they react with the materials that you're using, and use a more complex picture, or kind of push your boundary, move from just a particular type of texture that you do and just expand it a little bit, and use different textures and different techniques. So you've got to practice all the time. By practicing, you could do images and portraits or caps or whatever you want to do for yourself. That's the most rewarding things. You can do things for yourself and do things surround yourself with your artwork, and it's basically you're leaving behind a story, and you can actually see and appreciate where you started, and you can see where you've come from by keeping all these little keepsakes, which is definitely a top tip for you guys. Next point is to find your niche. So everybody will have a particular style. Now that's key to most artists. They'll have a particular style. They depending on what sort of art forms they like to work with, or different types of materials. So find your niche, something that you really enjoy, that you can really connect to. So find that and go with it, stick to it, and just go with it. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Don't worry about anybody else. This is for you, and this is the best thing you can do is find your niche and just go with it. It is way more rewarding when things start. You can see the difference from when you start practicing, how things come out, and especially if you're carrying on with your style, and your style will be very, very apparent quite quickly on, and you stick to that. Try not to adopt anybody else. That's how we get started. We use other people as a guide, which is great, and this is why I do these videos, is to guide you guys and do a knowledge dump on most of these videos. So yeah, just take that and copy. If you need to copy the styles that I do, go for it. But eventually you'll find your own niche, and you'll go, that guy doesn't really do it that well, or whatever, and then you can capitalize on that and you can create your own niche. So definitely find your niche. One of the most humbling experiences you can have in this art form is being employed by a complete stranger to do some work for them. I remember when I got my first customer, I was super excited, but very, very nervous. It was so humbling, and then to deliver the product to them, and the feedback that you get is it's there's no money can buy that kind of feeling, which is is pretty cool. And it's really nice to have some form of financial kickback by doing your art form. But I think that the thing that really goes a long way is when your passion and everything shines through in your work, and you get people that you've never met before all around the world that contact you and want you to do a piece for them. So the best thing you can do is, even if mistakes happen, just react to that mistake, you fix it, and obviously that's going to happen. It's part of life. These things happen, and it's happened to me on several occasions. And what you do is you just redo the image, or redo the work for them. That's not a problem. Or just rectify any issues that you have from. And that's the best thing you can do. And it really lays down a really solid foundation if you're building a brand, or like small little business. So definitely look after your clients as much as you can. But the most awesome thing is it's super humbling by getting a complete stranger to employ you for your work. Okay, so now you've created your piece, and you're super proud of it. Even if you've made it's your first piece, and it's for yourself or for a friend or whoever it is, and you share it on social media, or you show your family and your friends, that, believe it or not, you're actually inspiring other people, because people will go, wow, that is pretty rad. How did you do that? And it just opens up a whole new conversation. People are going to be, interested, and, what you did and how you did it. And, it does inspire other people to, do some form of artwork. And it doesn't have to be obviously with a rotary tool, it could be with anything. But ultimately, if they see that and it really appeals to them, you could inspire them to do exactly the same. And this is why I deliver these videos. I keep saying it over and over. I want to inspire people there to pick up their Dremels, or pick up their rotary tools, or any form of tools they have, and just start doing stuff. And it's super rewarding. It's really, really therapeutic. It's really healthy for you, and it's great for everybody else. When you're inspiring everybody, and the positivity that comes out of it, it's an amazing experience. So definitely something to think about is trying to inspire other people. It will flow through you. If you've got that sort of positive energy, people will naturally gravitate towards you, and that's exactly what you want for your brand or for your little business. Okay. Super important point is you've got to engrave things for yourself, whether it is portraits, cups, it doesn't matter. You've got to do stuff for yourself. You want to express your own art form and, you know, your style in things around you, and surround yourself with that positivity and that, you know, that creativity. You've got to do stuff for yourself. Just express yourself. And you know, I mean, things like I did a flask quite a few years ago, and this is this is one of my favorite flasks. And I've done countless of portraits that I refuse to sell. That, to me, they're priceless. They're a great reminder of where I've come from and where I'm headed. You know, and it's you look back on these things, and the reason why I say that, you can look back on this stuff and you can, you know, look at all the crazy lines, and, you know, I could have done that a little better. And it's an awesome way for you to just look back and remind yourself, you know, wow, look at this journey, and it's a great storyline to bring with you, and, you know, share around with your friends and stuff. So definitely do stuff yourself. And one thing that people are starting to realize is, you know, everything is so quick and easy nowadays. You can just send something off to get it laser engraved and it's done, you know, within a few minutes. But the story behind something that's been handmade or hand engraved, it's absolutely priceless. You know, the amount of time that goes into designing the artwork, and then physically doing the work, and then obviously polishing the pieces and finishing them off. It is a huge undertaking, and people tend to forget that craft. So that's a great way of taking that with you, and you know, obviously capitalizing on that, and that it's becoming more and more popular as we go along, because people want things that are one-offs and you cannot get anywhere else. So, but the most important thing, you've got to do stuff for yourself, and even if it is just maybe for a friend, you just give it away. And I like doing things like that from time to time. I'll just engrave something really cool and I'll just give it away. To me, it's super rewarding. You know, not only seeing their face and they really appreciate it, but it's something that you really enjoy doing, and then it just shows you that money isn't everything with this, and it's a great way of making a little bit of pocket money. But you know, this is not going to make you millions. If you do make millions, then wow, kudos to you, awesome. But fundamentally, it's a very long art form that takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, and you've got to stick with it. And you just got to, you know, listen to that feedback, and take that on board, you know, and just be positive no matter what, as you go along. So yeah, that's the biggest point I can give to you. Definitely engrave things for yourself. If you're still sticking around, thank you so much for getting this far in the video. It means a lot to myself. I don't do these videos just to, you know, get kicks out of it. I like to inspire and help people and give people as much advice as I can. These are really information rich videos, so I really appreciate you guys sticking around and listening and in supporting, and the feedback and support is incredible. And this is exactly why I do this, and try and help you guys to do this exactly the same, because it's such an amazing art form to get involved in, have that positivity and that, you know, that awesome vibe around you. So it's really awesome. So if you really like the video, please hit the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, and it helps us. It definitely helps us grow. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. It's for free, and I will definitely see you in the next one.